Hey guys, welcome to Realistic Crypto. I'm Mark, and in this video, I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the strategy that I'm using, um, more of a long-term strategy and my thought process around DCA bots, why I'm running them, why I'm running them the way that I'm running them, and give you a bit of insight into that. I have been saying that I'd make this video for the past few weeks, and I'm finally getting around to doing that. Before we get started, I do want to say there is a link to Discord in the video description below. There's a fair few people that have joined there now, so if you want to come talk about Three Commons bots and uh, investing and everything crypto, uh, miners, plug in play miners, anything to do with crypto investing, by all means, come and join us there. It's completely free. And then I guess second point before we get started, none of this is intended to be used as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just the strategy and the perspective that I've got and the focus that I'm putting around DCA bots right now. So with all of that said, let's get into it then. So I on a weekly basis put a video out around the profits that I've made during the week. That video is usually 8 minutes long, and I talk about what profit I've made in um, typically in dollars, right, for that week. Everyone likes to see the dollar figures, but for me, the dollar figures don't actually matter too much. And the reason that they don't actually matter too much is because in the majority of cases, I'm not taking profit in dollars. So I typically, for all of the short bots that I run, I take profits in the crypto itself as opposed to in USDT. Um, and the reason for that is very simple. So my long-term thought process is that we will head into another bull run at some point, and when we do that, some of these projects will um, 30, 40, 50x, and the gains that we're making today, as an example, at $9 could be you know hundreds, 200s, 300s, 500s, like so in all reality, the dollar figure for me does not matter, and I'll give you a couple of examples of that. I'll give you a couple of examples of that right now. So just looking at a spreadsheet that I created just for this video. This is not an exhaustive list of the bots that I'm running, but I picked out a few of them just to talk through in this video. So if I look at Key, so far in Key, we've made an additional 90,862 Key through running the short bot. Now we have changed that short bot to take profit in dollars at some point, and we've also made $100 during that time. Right now, all of my bots are taking profits, bar one, in crypto as opposed to in dollars. So what I've tried to do, just to illustrate the point here, is that I've taken the current price. So this is the price in or around the current price. I did put this together a few days ago, so the current price will have changed, but it still serves for an example. And if we take that current price and times it by the amount of additional crypto, and then add the USDT amounts on top, this is what we come out with in terms of its current value. So today, the additional crypto that we've made, the additional dollars that we've made, comes to a value of $511.19. Now, if we were to do the same thing but take the all-time high price, the value of that additional 90,862 Key plus the $100 would actually be $4,035 in total. And what I've also tried to do is take the current price, the all-time high price, add them both together, divide them by 2 to give us a midpoint price between current price and all-time high. And even at that value, would be at $2,273. Now, I've not invested that amount of my own money into this bot. I've invested probably a third of that in total. So we're pretty close to being, 100% ROI'd on that bot. Now, the other thing that this spreadsheet doesn't take into account is the capital, right? So, as an example, I think we have another 100,000 key roughly that we use in the bots. This 90,000 is just the additional amounts that that the bot has made over the time that I've been running it. So we actually have, in theory, 191,000 key, which at today's price is probably just over the $1,000 mark. But the all-time price would pretty much be somewhere near double of that. Now, if we put that into perspective across all of these bots, I'm not going to go through each one. You can pause the video and have a look at these if you're interested. But if we take the all-time high values of all of these, $16,136, and again, that does not take into account the capital that we've already invested. Now, and again, midpoint is somewhere in the middle of that. What I've also done is I've added in the days running. So this is the amount of days that each of these bots have been running. And this is how much they've made per day, which is this number divided by the amount of days running. Now, if we look at that, we can see that currently this is on average what they're making per day. And this is the total amount of that. Equally at all-time high, you can see that that's substantially higher. And because I've not sold any, if we do hit all-time high again, every single day up to that all-time high price point will be this value, right? Because we'll have been consistently adding that in. And then the other figure there is the midpoint, so 33.89 per day. Now, the other thing that this spreadsheet does not take into account is compound, and the impact of compounding. So, as an example, every time I close a deal, my bots are set to use a percentage of the overall amount of crypto that we have remaining. So, in all of these, I'm shorting. I'm taking the key that I have, and when it gets oversold, I'm selling it. And then I'm DCAing in. If the price continues higher, I'm selling more and more and more. And then when the market pulls back and the price pulls back, I'm buying it back at a lower price. And the difference then is the additional crypto that we're making during that process. That all gets added back into the pot, and then the next deal will go and take the same percentage of the larger amount from the previous deal that we've added into that pot. So the amount that we are putting into each deal is ever increasing and ever compounding. Now, just to put this into some kind of perspective, so here's a couple of deals that have closed in the last few days. There's been a lot of volatility in the last few days, but if we take MTV USDT as an example, now this what happened here is the MTV USD price pumped really quick, and rather than taking the 0.5 or 1% that I'd usually take, it actually couldn't sell until I was 5% up, which is great for me. But what that means is that in profit I took 6,859 MTV and $15.65. Now that gave me a total profit in that one trade in 3 hours of 23.83. Now that is an okay amount, right, to be making in 3 hours, but that's just at today's price. So if we consider that at the all-time high price, that one deal would actually have made me nearly $200 in 3 hours. And then equally, the render deal down here that is set to take 2% profit. That took 11.63 render in um, in profit, and it took 60 cents in profit as well. That trade over the 10 hours would have been $102 and 11 cents. So looking at that in terms of all of the other deals that these bots are closing daily, and they are daily, and obviously not this amount every single time, but we can take a quick look at MTV. Now this is sorted high to low. The deal that I mentioned here is not in this sheet because it happened after I'd exported the data. But what we can see is that we've got a number of occasions where at current price we've taken $6, $5 at current price times this total amount. If you look at all-time high price, 160, 151, 134, 121, 121, 121. So, and if we scroll down, it's a very similar story. Obviously, on the end, we've got the mid price point as well. And if we scroll down, we'll see in some instances we didn't make any additional crypto because we took profits in dollars. And it's interesting why this is showing in pounds, but it is dollars. And here's where we lost. So we lost what would be considered 8, 6, and 2, $217, $165, and $64. So, you know, there are losses as well as the gains that we take in these bots as well. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of the strategy that I'm using. I think just to kind of summarize all of that. So my real thought process around this is thinking long term. I want to be prepared for the next bull run. I want to look at projects that I think will not just 3, 4x, but, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40x by the time we get there. The other thing that I think around some of these all-time high prices are that they might not be the ceiling, right? So when we get into that next bull run, they'll could potentially break that all-time high value and 10x further, as an example. And if that's the case, then, you know, these values become really, really significant in size. My primary focus day to day are on green days and on winning, right? So if I turn up to this report that we looked at the start of the video and it's green the day, today's been a great day, regardless of the amount in terms of those gains. The last thing is I'm also always on the lookout for other projects, right? Other projects with high potential that could, again, 10, 20, 30, 40x. And I do look to try and build a bag of those whilst we're in the bear market to open up some short bots and try and build more of that crypto through these kind of passive routes. So that kind of covers everything that I wanted to cover in this video from a strategy perspective. Hopefully it's been useful for people. I think if there's anything or any specific crypto project that you think I should be looking at, and that, you know, I should be having some bots running around, you know, and accumulating during this bear market, please leave a comment in the comments section below. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And also, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. There'll be more content coming out in the foreseeable future. And we are looking to cover far more than just 3commas bots. So there will be far more content coming soon. So that's it from me. Thank you very much, everybody, and goodbye.